Hey there, this is Old Man Slap, and I think it's time I put out a little video as to why I haven't pre-ordered Shadowlands yet. Alright, so let's not bury the lead, let's just come right out and say it. It's the GCD change. We have dealt with this now for 2 years. The feedback publicly is 100% negative. The only feedback that I've seen that isn't completely negative has essentially said, well, it barely affects my class and it plays worse, but it's not too terrible. And the other being, I'm sure they know what they're doing. And honestly, I just, I don't see it anymore. This change is 100% negative. There is no positive that can be found from this. This is gear swapping in Mythic Plus. There's no positive, only negative. And the fact that they have dug their heels in on this and absolutely refused, anytime that they've been given evidence to the contrary, they have refused to change their mind and undo this mistake. Much like reforging. The reason why this change is so goddamn bad is it counters the playstyle that Blizzard themselves created. They developed the playstyle that we liked, that we wanted, where our characters' physical actions were very much governed, limited, but in a positive way, by the global cooldown. That was our physical actions, what we were doing. And then we would have these moments of clarity, moments of greatness, moments of incredible foresight, abilities. You know, like your next aim shot's gonna fire twice. It counters the RPG element of, well, if you can do that, why don't you just load it up twice all the time? But putting it on the cooldown and having it off the global cooldown was something that you just layered in on top of your physical actions. And that's the gameplay that works. It's better than this. And what's sad is we have to continually yell at a video game developer that you had it right the first time. You made a mistake. Undo it. And they apparently don't see the reason of it was better as being good enough. It was more fun. Isn't a good enough reason to fix a video game? I'm sorry, but this just doesn't sit right with me. It never has. But I played BFA for 2 years now and gave it everything I could, and finally at the end, you know what, the global cooldown still sucks. This change is still terrible, 100%. They're doubling down on their mistakes rather than fixing them. And, you know, my addiction admittedly might be strong enough that I will end up coming back, but I'm going to dig my heels in as long as I can, just like they have. This is a 100% negative change. The end. There's no better way to explain it. If you look at a hunter, changing targets in marksmanship is effing horrendous. If you have a priority ad that spawns, you swap targets. Hunter's Mark, dead global. Double tap, dead global. True Shot Aura, dead global. Then you can start casting your first spell. This isn't fun. And the disingenuous statement, well, people just macroed them all together. That is true. That is true. And once every 2, 3, in some cases 4 and 5 minutes, that happened. Once. 1 second. out of 3 minutes of gameplay. And that is still brought up like it's a bad thing. Why? How is it a bad thing? How is it a bad thing that once every 3 minutes you're able to have this 1 second moment where you pile everything together, and then that gives you this window, this moment of glory when you can do a burst of damage, when you can become God mode, taunt all the ads onto yourself, and really pump out a lot of self-heal and a lot of leech. Whatever it is, what's wrong with that happening every 3 minutes? Because this still works the same damn way. The only difference is now it's stilted. You literally put the game on pause while you churn out 3 and 4 global cooldowns of nothingness. The gameplay is trash. And the fact that this gets pointed out to anyone, it's been pointed out that Ian has a Costas, it's been pointed out to Morgan Day, and their response is, well, we'll listen to feedback. It's been 2 years, the feedback has not changed, neither has your response to it. Why? If you don't want people using all of these abilities in rapid succession or all at once, stagger their cooldowns more. Have it so that these cooldowns only line up every 5, 6, 7 minutes. But almost every class plays better with 1 to 3 abilities in that 15 to 45 second window that are off the global cooldown that they just get to layer in on top. These little double taps, pillars of frost, obliteration, all these things. The gameplay was better. And it's really, really sad that that isn't good enough. I don't know how the gameplay was better isn't a good enough reason for a developer to undo their mistake. It's just a fucking shame. So, anyways, that's my little rant for the day. I'll chat with you another day, I'm sure. Maybe next time we'll fix Fire Mage. And why I'm not excited for Shadowlands. Later.
We have forgotten what makes us strong.